Boker, good morning. It is another lovely green day, green and brown and all of the different wonderful colors of our world as we start the day together. I'm excited about our opportunity to have this moment to start the day without just diving into details, without just focusing on focusing on tasks was the word I wanted to come up with. So easy for life to become just a list of tasks, isn't it? And I'm grateful that we have this time in the morning so that it can be more than simply that. Boker Tov. Welcome to Sinai Streams for July 21st, this daily opportunity from Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto to connect, to reflect, and to remember. And I'm really glad to be with you here this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning as we take a little bit of time in order to get ourselves centered just on being here this morning. Being awake and being fully present, which let's try to be even as we share the English words of Asher Yatzah. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And speaking of spirit, let's share these words reflecting on the gift that is that non-physical part of us, that part of us that is more than just where we are or what we are, that really represents who we are, that soul within us. Please feel free to join me. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And let's join together now in Hebrew in the words of Torah study. We can see most of the translation on the screen. I'll make it so that if you want to follow the translation, you can, or the note on the side of the page. But I'm going to lead us in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, v'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, v'fi amcha beit Yisrael, v'niyeh anachnu v'tzetze'enu, v'tzetze'e amcha beit Yisrael, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. And in Hebrew and English, let's join together in Elu Dvarim. Elu Dvarim she'en lahem shiur. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Ashkamad bet midrash shacharit ve'elvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikul cholim, to visit the sick. Achnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulevayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tfilah, to pray with sincerity. Vavat shalom ben adam lechavero, to make peace when there is strife. The Talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. It is quite a powerful statement, that idea that the study of Torah is equal to all of these incredibly powerful social mitzvot. I don't think in any way it's suggesting that sitting and studying, sitting and learning, sitting even and reflecting should somehow be of the same value as these, but rather that it is an essential partner. Like as a kenegdo in the story of Genesis, that the first couple of humans have that role of a help against the other, that we're there to be in supportive and creative tension one with the other. Wow, what an amazing opportunity. I think that that's the idea, that the study of Torah is supposed to be that partner to our doing of mitzvot, our doing of good with and for others in the world. And in doing that, we really do experience the full depth and possibility of the covenant of our people, what it offers us. An essential element of that covenant, of course, is reciting these words of Shema, these words that come from our parasha, not this week, but the following week, where we'll talk about them more. But let's join with our ancestors. Let's join with future generations. Let's just be here ourselves and join in the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. It is very meaningful to have the opportunity to be together, to pray together, and to reflect and work on who we might become together, which is something that I think is such a privilege for us to have through this amazing technology that we have. Before I had my brief break, and again, Yishar Koach to Rabbi Shainer on his teaching and sharing during the weeks that I was away. At this time, though, it is important not to just let go of the different midot, of the different aspects of our personality that were shared in Sefer Cheshbon HaNefesh, in the book of Spiritual Accounting by Rabbi Menachem Mendel Levine of Satanov, that we shared for a number of weeks beforehand. And in fact, even though there are these 13, he actually shares more than 13. I want to share an additional one today, as well as reminding us of these aspects of our work. And then at the end of it, I'm going to talk about how I hope that at least until the Yamim Noraim, until Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we'll find a way to continue to integrate these this good personal work into our opportunities here in the morning. So in order to share a new one, I want us to remind ourselves of these aspects of ourselves that we might focus on. I'm going to make sure that I can read them properly for you. So here they are. Feel free to say them with me if you want, or just to listen and take them in. Equilibrium. Rise above small events, whether good or bad, that are not worth throwing off your spiritual equilibrium. Patience. When something bad happens to you that you could not have avoided by being careful, don't make it even worse through pointless sorrow. Organization or order, seder. Let all your doings and plans be orderly, each one in a fixed time and place, so that your mind will always be free to address what is before you. Determination. In all matters, begin by calmly and coolly thinking things through. And once you've decided, get up, do it, and don't delay. Neatness or cleanliness. Let there be no confusion or ugliness in your things or your dwelling, let alone about your body or clothes. Humility. Keep silent in order to learn from all those around you, acknowledging what is lacking in you and seeking to fix it. This way, I, will learn to turn your mind away from your strengths or from the defects of others. Righteousness, what is hateful to you, do not do to others. Thrift, be careful with your money to avoid spending even a quarter unnecessarily. I'm sorry for laughing there. I wasn't sure how to translate the ancient coin that was used as a symbolic mention in the text, but we do need to be aware and careful. Productivity. Always find something to engage in toward your own good or the good of others. Don't allow a moment of your life to be lost without purpose. Silence. Before you open your mouth, be quiet and carefully consider what benefit there truly is to yourself or others from speaking. Balance or ease. Sages choose their words and actions carefully so that they are not called evil for doing good. We don't want to do excellent things and do them in a way that confuses or takes away. 12, truth. Do not allow even a single word from your mouth unless you know in your heart that you can establish its truth from all sides. And abstinence. Strengthen yourself against evil or corrupt thoughts. Seek purpose, not pleasure. All of these different aspects Rav Levine mentions in his teaching that he chose these because he's able to put them in this form to share a brief explanation of them and then additional teachings to help us along our way. And yet he notes that there are a number of other aspects of ourselves, ones that balance off these. Many of these, as you notice, are pushing us to really try to maximize our sense of purpose and our activity in life, our productivity, our thrift, our being focused and really making things happen. And yet there's always a need for balance so that we can be a healthy self while doing all of these things. And in fact, the following one that adds to these 13, when I put on tefillin in the morning, when I wind the straps 7 times around my left forearm, I, in my head, say the letters of histapkut, which is the Hebrew word for satisfaction, as in I can't get no. I couldn't avoid saying that, but we can. And it's interesting the angle on satisfaction that the rabbi brings. Satisfaction. Before taking food into your mouth, consider what benefit there is to your physical health or for the purpose of mitzvah. The idea of being sated, of accepting within ourselves that what we take in, what we eat, should strengthen us and not be a detractor from our ability to do all these wonderful things is very important. I like this aspect of life, though, because it goes so beyond the idea of eating, that it is about the power while we drive ourselves onward to do and to make the most and to seek purpose, that we also have to take satisfaction from feeding ourselves in the most generic, spiritual, personal, emotional way. That we have to we need satisfaction, meaning we need to take into ourselves those things that nourish us physically. No matter how important the spiritual is, we can never forget our physical being and physical health. And at the same time, looking for ways to take our lives and to enrich them, to sweeten them, to spice them up with mitzvot, with purpose, with doing those actions that enable us to feel that we're part of something greater, some greater mission, purpose, plan, whatever you might call it, because truly we are, each of us, not an isolated individual, but rather we are part of something so much bigger that is unfolding, doing our duty to the Jewish people and to humankind, and knowing that each time, because we're created not just of body, but of soul as well, it means that our actions and our choices and what we give to our world has a larger impact and really opens the door to have a world that is filled more with goodness and spirituality and blessing. And that in fact, it is our purpose and our privilege to do so each and every day, to do so in a way that strengthens and satisfies us, and at the same time that truly challenges us to make the most of this incredible gift that we have that we call life. I want us to continue to be able to do that and to take advantage of Rav Levine's teaching before moving on. Within his book, I might project it on the screen on Sunday, we'll see. He in fact creates a chart where he suggests that on a weekly basis, we focus on one or two of the midot, one or two of these aspects of our character. And so starting this Sunday, rather than reviewing the whole list, each week I'm going to choose one or two of Rav Levine's so that we can continue this important personal work, especially as we go through these 7+ weeks, 8 weeks that take us up to the new year. So I look forward to us continue to take advantage of his teaching there to strengthen ourselves and to really make the new year one that we feel prepared to enter, despite so much of it that's different. It is different during this time of COVID that we've gone to reciting our prayer for refuah, for healing, each and every day. I think it's likely something that in these daily messages will continue because we have a profound desire to be part of the healing of others, to bring healing to ourselves, and to offer strength to those who offer so much strength to us in their presence in our lives and on the front lines. And so for all of them, we join in these words of refuah. Mishiberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel, v'yirapeh kol makutenu. Yiratzon milfenecha Adonai Eloheinu, lachal imam u'leraputam, yishlach lanu mehera, refuah shlema, v'ateret shalom, v'nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom. And together we say, Amen. And so now, since we have had this opportunity to connect and to reflect, we're going to take our moment as we do each day to remember, recalling the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. And this morning, during the period of Shloshim, during the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of David Garber, Zena Werb, Robert Filler, Alan Fridson, Rose Rich, Benji Fruitman, Judy Gavai. And on your site, on the anniversaries of their deaths. Today we remember Muriel Berger, Jack Cooper, Frank Goldman, Leo Gula, Constance Jacobs, Maurice Kendall, Nancy Kligman, Sam Margolin, Albert Scharf, Nancy Vanek. Zichronam Levracha. May their memories be a profound blessing to us as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope in the Kaddish Yatom. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemer rabba, ve'alma divrach chiruteh, ve'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehe shme rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמד קודשה בריחו. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Together we acknowledge two memorial donations at this moment of remembering. There's been a donation to the Minion Fund by David Kendall and family, observing Yortzeit for Maurice Kendall. And there's been a donation to the Ella Cooper Memorial Fund by Deborah and David Cooper, observing Yortzeit for Jack Cooper. May this day be one of memory and strength, and may we challenge ourselves and also challenge ourselves to feel that satisfaction and to have that lead to gratitude. Have an amazing, wonderful, satisfying day. Boker Tov.